Hi everyone and welcome to today's video. Now I'm going to teach you about the letter H and what it means in graphology. We've got these four formations that we're going to learn today, and this is going to teach us about what a person's mindset is about releasing or letting go of knowledge or whatever practical experiences they've got in their life. A couple of videos before we learned about the letter B. Now the letter B and letter H, if you see, they're quite close to each other in terms of structure and how they form. If you see the letter B, it goes out and comes back in. And the letter H goes out and it stays out. In the letter B video, we learnt about self-knowledge. If I know something, how will I use it for the self? That mindset will be in letter B. If I have some knowledge or experience and I want to use it for somebody else, that will be shown in letter H. Let's give an example for this. If I know how to do graphology, if I am well versed with it or I know the knowledge myself, how I use it for myself and how I use it in my life will be seen in this letter B. How I share it with others, or how I give or impart the knowledge to others and the experience, that will be in the letter H. So today what we're going to do is we're going to learn the letter H but also compare the letter B, and that way we'll come to know how much the person is willing to share his knowledge, how much the person is not willing to share, or is he just sharing and not using it for himself? Like, is he just a random preacher who just keeps on telling you stuff and doesn't do it himself? Or is he in both ways good? Self knowledge being used and practical experiences being shared with others. So let's jump into the topic. And the first H is showing us that the person is practical in nature. What makes this H practical is that this V formation, if I curve up the formation here like that, this has a sharp point. This V formation shows practical nature. When the person acquires a knowledge or he wants to do something for the society, he wants to do something and share his experiences, whatever he does is extremely useful and practical in nature. He doesn't care much about the political niceness or the technical niceness of it. He just wants to get the work done. And if you listen to such people or if you are able to be around such people, you'll realize that they may be a bit shrewd or direct in the way they tell you things, but their knowledge or their explanation about practical experiences is very practical in nature and you can use it quite well. When we come to this formational letter H, these people are the ones who have got more theoretical knowledge. Now, the difference between theory and practical is that this is also useful, but it takes some time to get experience with. So, when you're learning a new topic, like let's say graphology itself, you're new to graphology and you're still not very aware about how the letters work or why these letter formations do something. So that time the mindset of sharing your new knowledge of graphology with others can be seen in this formation where you're not really sure about what you're saying, so you're sticking to what you've been taught. These people like to go according to what they've been taught and they're very good at sticking to the rules, or they want to do exactly as it's being instructed. Whereas these people are slightly more practical in nature and they wouldn't mind experimenting with what they've been taught. So, yes, if you are an inventor, this will mean that you're going to do something absolutely different and you want to do something very creatively new. Here, however, you're trying to stick to the textbook and you want to do things as it's supposed to be done. Both these H will come based on your life scenario. If you're a student learning something and you're just gaining experience over a short period of time, the letter H starts to transform from here. Slowly it comes to this formation. If you're an experienced person, you're a retired professional and you've got a lot of knowledge and you're able to tell the person the answer to his problems in one or two sentences, very practical in nature. That can be seen in this letter H. Now, coming to this formation, whenever a person has this loop formation over the letter H, it shows that the person is trying to be a little creative. This is quick practicality, and this is creative practicality. So this person will be slightly slower than this one, but his ideas are really amazing. These people can be really good thinkers, and they are the people who can do slightly better in academic performance. The reason why they can do better is that they apply the knowledge what they have learned in the examination and in slightly more creative ways. Now what happens is sometimes these people, this one and this one, the sharp angled one, they find theoretical knowledge a bit boring. If they can't do something practically or they can't use something out of the knowledge that they're learning, they find that sort of knowledge boring. So if I found history not useful, or if I just found it boring, this letter formation would come up in my handwriting. Now, history can be useful, but if I can't find the use of it, then I will feel it's boring, and this is the normal formation that's coming up in the signature or in the handwriting. The point is that if you are a student and if you're finding some subject difficult to understand or grasp, and you're finding it difficult to just score better marks in, you can try to change your edge from here to this one. This sort of a edge formation helps students overcome difficulties in the subject that they find it tough or impractical. Now, sometimes what happens is the subject that you love to do is getting done well, but the other subjects that you don't like to do pulls your grades or your marks down. So you can balance it out by adjusting your handwriting with the formations. Let's say if English is something that you find practical use of and you're really good at it, this sort of formation comes up. If you find mathematics a bit tough and you can't get maths into your head and it's really tough to score marks in, then you can try to use this formation of S while you're practicing mathematics, and it will help you to gain experience before you express. This person thinks and expresses, this person thinks, gets experiences, and then expresses. This is very useful for people who want to get good at subjects that they are weak in. The last letter H shows us this tiny little extra stroke. This extra stroke is not required by the letter H. If I cover it up, it still looks like a letter H. That means that anything that comes below this line is not required. This reveals a mindset of a person wanting to acquire a little more for what he's shared. So if this person has shared some knowledge or shares some practical experience, he wants some returns in terms of monetary or some physical help, even when it is not required. The problem is that these people turn out to be little greedy, little selfish, little sinister while they're expressing knowledge. They'll not completely give out what they know. There's always something that they withhold, and they're not very clean in the way they want to express what they have in terms of experience. Now, if you're a teacher and you're being paid to do your job, or you're being paid to express the knowledge that you know, and if you've got this sort of letter H, it makes you feel that you're not being paid enough for the knowledge that you express. Therefore, you tend to either teach less or ask for more pay. If you're a teacher and you have these sort of formation, these first three formations where there's no extra stroke, it shows that there's a sort of a satisfaction where you're teaching and you don't want to unnecessarily bother yourself with how many returns or what you're going to get. This normally leads to a person overcharging and under promising. Whenever you learn from a person who has this sort of letter H, it feels that you've paid more than what you have received. Whereas these people are able to give you more than what they promise, and they are more better in terms of expressing self experiences, and they are very good in terms of sharing their life stories. This letter H very rarely is a good quality when you're extremely low down in society. You got very less money, you got very bad lifestyle, extremely low in financial terms, and you don't know how to improve your life, and any point of earnings is a good thing for you. That case scenario, this letter H is okay. It allows the person to earn a bit more from the same amount of work and help him build up. But once you reach a certain level of society where you are able to survive, you're able to live, and greediness is not really required. And even then, if you have this sort of letter H, then it shows that you're a bit greedy and you want to hoard up things for yourself. So if you got this in your formation, if you start to cut it off and you just write a simple H like these first three ones, it will help you to make your practice or you make your expression of knowledge a bit more ethical, and you will realize that actually it feels more fruitful not being greedy. So thank you for watching this video, and go ahead and compare the letter H and compare the letter B. Compare letter B, which looks like this, and letter S, which looks like that. Think about what it might mean in a person. This could mean that the person is practical with himself, but when he wants to express knowledge to others, this person is a bit hesitant and waits for experience to build up. Combine different formations of letter B, look at my previous video and see how it reveals your mindset in handwriting. And if you want to change, now you have the power to change your handwriting, which will ultimately lead to a better mindset. Thank you for watching this video and see you in the next one.